Welcome everyone, welcome. We're story crafting today. Let's storycraft a dungeon. I did this yesterday. I wrote the whole freaking thing up, and this is my new thing that I'm going to be doing. I'm going to craft stories and different types of games, just mostly game stories, and this is going to be written by. I have ideas. I have a lot of ideas. So, like, ideas are flowing out of my face. Let's get this started. I do this all live if you want to comment or anything. Feel free to leave comments, any improvements. I don't know why I can't get my freaking mouse over here. This thing is, what is this? Like, alright, there we go. I gotta get the drawing thing. So, written by LW right here, Lead Wings. And then, let's save here. And this is all the stories I wrote yesterday, but, we'll go beginning. And the dungeon's gonna be called, I don't know how to spell this. I'm a crap speller too. Let's see if this is how you spell it. Res or sorry guys, sorry. Resurrection. The dungeon's going to be called Resurrection. And it's going to be in the tower. We're going to start this dungeon in the tower. So that's the first dungeon part. We got our name, we got our stuff, so let's get started here with a new page. Save. Alright, so it's going to start like this. This is the tower, right? I got into it so much yesterday. It's hard to see. It's probably hard to see. You might have to zoom in a little bit. For some reason, it's like wavy here. I don't know why that is. But this is the beginning area. The little shops. The shops right here. Cade 6's grave is over here, and this is the way out to the port. And that's where that can't remember his name. Just do a little thing here. Kind of little rough sketch. I'm terrible with drawing. It's really hard to. I don't know what the heck, why it's doing that. Hopefully, you guys bear with me. Maybe I can zoom in a bit. But then it zooms in too much. Alright, we'll just go with this. So basically, I'm going to say basically a lot, guys. So it's going to start with Marsoff. Marsoff is going to be a key part of this, a little bit of a key part of this story. So let's make a Word document here too, just to keep track of everything, like dialogue and all the stuff that we need. I do this live. So if you ever want to come over and do this live with me, if you ever have any questions or anything, hopefully it won't be too boring. Once we get going, it's gonna start popping off. So. Good gracious. Or maybe we there a way to type on this thing? I don't really know Paint too much. Yeah, we can type here. So let's open up. Can we clone this? I'm still learning this. Clone. Maybe open up Paint again, another Paint document. I'll put this over here, and we'll just use. I should probably use Notepad or something, but. So Marsov is going to be a lead here. It's going to be right around here. Oops. Delete the text document. This is not going as well as yesterday, guys. Alright, so Marsov, and I gotta check. Zavala. So Zavala's over here as well. So Marsov and Zavala, that's where it starts at. And so the beginning of the story will pan into Marsov and Zavala just talking. And talking about stuff. And Marsov's going to tell Zavala about how she found a catalyst to open up a hidden area, let's just say, in the Dreaming City. It's gonna be like D&D mostly. It's mostly a D&D thing. So a catalyst. And she's going to be like, I might have found a way to bring back Cayde 6. So, Rez. And Zavala will be like, are you sure about this? This sounds dark or something like that. This doesn't sound right. It's like, no, the merchant I bought this off of said that this could bring Cayde 6 back to life. And then, so I gotta just get started here, guys. Sorry, I got jitters and stuff. I gotta get going here. Once we get going, and then Marsov and Zavala walk this direction to Cayde 6's grave, and that's where you'll come in. You'll probably be right here with them, the team or whatnot. And you walk to the grave. He's like, "Are you sure you want to bring back, disturb Cayde 6's rest like this? It's a little unorthodox from you." He's like, "We need Cayde." And Mar will be like, we need K6 for the final battle. If there's a way to do it, then let's bring him back. So, after that, you have a shovel here. Shovel. To dig up Cayde 6's coffin. And once you dig it up, you'll have the coffin here. So this is going to be a little bit of a mechanic during the dungeon encounter. So you have Cayde 6's coffin, and it takes 2 people to carry it. So, and then 1 person could go out. You know, let's have all three of you have to carry it. It's just to bring it home. Like, this is storyboard crafting. We're just crafting it. So we're going to make it more dramatic. Like, all 3 of you carrying it would bring more of a weight on it. Like, maybe they could have, like, and the catalyst looks like a crystal on a chalice. It's like a chalice kind of thing. Like a golden chalice. And she puts it on Cayde 6's coffin. And then you start moving Cayde 6's body, and they'll be like, Zavala and Mar. I'll call her Marv. We'll call her Marv for short. Will walk with you towards this direction, and they'll be like, messing with the dead never ends well, Marv. And she's like, it's never been attempted before. How would you know that the traveler always brings us back to life? And he's like, well, that's the traveler. We shouldn't mess with death. Death and like this. I cannot go with you in this mission. He'll probably say, and then he'll be kind of like a little bit mopey, maybe a little angry, and then he'll go this direction once we hit here. And it's like, and then what was it? Then you go down this hallway, like going towards the shipyard, and Marlo's like, he just doesn't understand. He just doesn't get what I'm trying to do or whatnot. And then, well, next scene. So this will be the ship area, the ship docking area. You know how the ship is going to be right here, and then you bring the coffin to the ship to load in. And the guy will be like, is that Cade 6 coffin? And then he's just like, yeah. And then maybe like a brief explanation of what they're doing, and he's like, I don't know, Marv. I don't really want any part of this. And he kind of just walks away, too. Kind of like just being like, hey, this is kind of a dark thing you're doing, Marv Soft. Like it's for like some climactic, what is it, effect, for effect. Just to draw the player in a bit more. Like, hey, we're actually doing something that's not so great. And as three of you hold the coffin with the chalice, maybe it could have fire in it or something. We can put like flames in it, and then we load. Then you guys load the chalice up, and it starts the mission. And then you leave. You go to orbit. So all my stuff is mostly just theory. It's just storytelling. It's not gonna. I don't think they'll ever make this, but it's hopefully it'll be good. That was liftoff right there. And fire new. And then so this is gonna head. You're gonna go to the Dreaming City here. I could find another program that might be better, but let me see how. Is there a way to manually do this? Do I have to go 200%? Trying to work with freaking paint is view maybe. Zoom in, zoom out, zoom in. We can do this here. So Dreaming City, little boop. And so we'll start the encounter. This is going to be the beach right here. This is where you usually start into the Dreaming City. This is the area. All this is going to be closed off behind a gate, like a warp gate. You can't go like this direction. There's going to be a beacon here, a little beacon thing. And here, let's say the ship lands here or something. And the lady's not going to be in this. So the lady over here is not going to be in this. And we'll start I'm gonna just draw some stuff here. This is not no. Let's keep going with the story here. So Marv is you're gonna take the coffin out, and you're gonna leave the coffin there. And he's like, then Marv takes the chalice and takes a crystal out of the chalice, and the fire goes out. So she'll have the catalyst crystal, It should be like, here, you try to find where this goes, and then they'll be searching around, and eventually they'll find this little thing right here. Maybe it's glowing a bit, a little glowing. Just a bit of glowing, just to help the player go to. It's not going to be too puzzly intensive yet, at least. And then you put it in. So you put the catalyst in, and the thing goes down, and it starts an encounter here. Let's say 4 chalices, water-filled chalices, like bird bath kind of things, or something like that. It could be something different with water in it. This is going to be one of the mechanics. So water here, and let's say Taken start to spawn here. Here, snipers up here on these, sniper Taken, and Vex, or Taken. Go from here to here, from here to here, from here to here, and start moving in, like, towards this direction, towards the chalices. And it can be different, like regular. They're going to be not regular. They're going to be corrupted Taken. So here's another mechanic. Corruption. And the Taken are going to be corrupted Taken. So each Taken, the snipers can hit you with the blast. If they hit you with the blast, you gain a stack of corruption. And the corruption stack is corruption basically starts to deteriorate. So this is your health bar here. It starts to deteriorate your health at maybe like a 1% a second or something, 1% a second or something, a little bit less than just a slow tick down, and you can't get rid of it. Once you get hit by one of the snipers, the snipers only have the corruption. So if you get hit by a sniper blast, you get corrupted. And if you kill the special Taken, let's say these are all Vex Taken, but they're corrupted. They leave pools of corruption on the ground for a bit. So if you kill one, it leaves like a giant pool of ooze, like corruption. So the way you get rid of corruption is by drinking the water, drinking the holy water or whatnot to get the whatever life well or some life well buff or something. Life well, we'll say life well buff, which will last maybe like 10 seconds, and then this will go away. So this will go away, and if the whole party can go to it and drink it at the same time. So the goal here is to destroy, like, to stop the wave of Vex and to survive the corruption for a bit, get the mechanics going. And the wells don't really, let's see. The wells don't recharge. Should the wells recharge or not? Maybe it's like a 1 minute recharge. And maybe it's like a 5 minute encounter or whatnot, just to get everybody started on the mechanics and stuff. And the wells recharge at a decent rate, so they can't just stack at a well. They have to move from well to well to well to well. And all the Vex snipers will be starting to shoot inwards like that. I mean, you can make more Vex snipers too, like depending on how hard you want to make the encounter. And then let's just say after the 5 minutes, this raises up. A circle in the middle raises up with a Taken dragon. We're going to balls to the wall, man. A Taken dragon comes up. So this This new enemy is the Taken Dragon here. It's like squiggles. Taken Dragon. It could look like a Taken, like a dragon, but it has a Taken design and everything. It's got a big tail with like 3 spikes, like Taken spikes at the end. And all right, let's get a new. So this is the first encounter. And this is gonna be a boss. Taken Dragon boss. Just get it going here. So once they got the mechanic going, they'll know what to do here. So this might be so basically the Taken Dragon. Let's do a new slide here. We'll try to. Sorry, I wish I could find a better program. I hope to find a better program eventually. Hopefully it's not too bad. It's like for some reason it's not picking up it doesn't look the same on my screen, but I'll just say that chalice here, chalice here, chalice here, chalice here. We'll just say like we'll put the ship for like cover. Marv's inside of it with the coffin and stuff. The coffin mechanic will be used later. This is just gonna be for corruption stuff. So basically, the dragon here is gonna start. It has flame breath. Taken flame, which just blasts, pretty much a one shot. I would say an instant kill, and it just blasts and just like from the head, so you can't stand in front of it. To make it a little bit difficult, you can make it a little bit less difficult, but I would just say a one shot kill with the dragon fire. It's going to be a pretty big fire rate blast, and you can't jump out of it. Like you can't, like if someone's standing in front of it, you can't just. You can maybe roll out of it, but if you jump, like try to jump over it. It should have like a radius that's higher than a person can jump. So they can't just jump out over the flame. They have to like roll or go to the sides. And then, so the next part is the tail end. So if they want to stick at the tail, like a person here wants to stick, hey, I'm going to kill the dragon on the tail end. The spikes shoot the spikes out. So at the player, like kind of looks like it's basically the death thing of the Vex over here, and the Vex will still be here trying to stack corruption on you, and it shoots the Vex balls that give you stacks of corruption, or it just gives you corruption. So you just get the buff. Like if you have corruption. Let's say the wells give restoration, just a bit of restoration. I'm not sure how much, just to even it out. And then so the dragon now is going to fire. This side fires like it kind of like like when a dog wants to get mud off, it kind of like wiggles a little bit, and it just puts corruption pools all over the side here. Like corruption pools all over the side. This does ticking damage as well as gives you corruption. So it does ticking damage and corruption stacks. Not stacks, but corruption. It gives you corruption and it does ticking damage. So it just like starts putting pools. So it'll be tough to stay in one place. You can't just stick on the side or something. I guess they could run out here or something with long range weapons, but if they run too far, maybe it has a unique mechanic. If somebody goes like out to here or out to like way too far out, let's say it does a fire blast ball or corruption fireball. That pretty much is like this. It's a fire blast that just kills you instantly, an instant kill. Like so they can't move out too far. they have to stick in this certain area. So the corruption thing, so they have to keep moving, jumping over corruption pools while the Vex are shooting in. Maybe you could have like small corruption taken Vexes come out if you want to. It's kind of hard to see all this going on, but hopefully you guys get the idea. And they're just going to be running around here. Maybe it will be like, maybe instead of recharging, they have to take this pool, this goes away permanently. They take this pool, goes away. Take this pool, goes away. Take this pool, goes away. Then this, once they trigger all the stuff, the pool adjacent will fill up. Like, one of the pools adjacent will fill up. Adjacent to the last pool. Alright, so I don't know how, like, I want to make this encounter kind of hard. I mean, there's going to have multi-steps. So, once you get it down the first area, once they get, like, the dragon is going to be able to be shot the entire time, I think. And you just have, or maybe only shot when you drink the water. Only can shoot when you have, Holy Restoration, or what was it called? Holy Restoration. So you can only shoot when it has Holy Restoration. Maybe a 10-second buff or whatnot. So you have to keep drinking and keep shooting the Taken Dragon. And then let's do phase 2 here. And once the phase 2 starts, it will have another bar here. And then this bar will be the dragon takes flight. Let's say the dragon starts to fly. And it starts to move in like this direction. It starts fire blasting the ground, making giant pools of corruption. And it's the same. It's like it doesn't insta kill. It just does a lot of damage this round, and it puts giant pools of corruption onto the ground. And you have to. So basically, it's the same thing. You got to keep drinking, keep moving, and drink the pools, and keep your restoration going. And let's say you increase the restoration. You're gonna give them really good restoration here, and all of a sudden the ground turns. Like maybe even like a misty black. The entire ground is now ticking corruption around the area. And let's say if they've still moved too far out, he does the corruption fireball. But let's say it doesn't instant kill this time. It just does a lot of damage, a crap ton of damage. And it leaves a pool, let's say a pool of ticking corruption. It's going to be hard, like maybe it'll be more like blackish, maybe it'll be green pools of corruption or whatnot. And then the mist is coming up. And so it's a ticking corruption, so you have to, this gives more restoration. And every time you move to the next one, once you get to the last one, one of the pools will come back. And then the next pool will come back, and then the next pool will come back, and then so on. So you keep rotating. And it could give movement speed too, maybe. But let's have like a bunch of corruption taken come out. It's gonna be all hell will break loose on this. So this thing's flying around. And then this thing is going to be shooting like freaking fire, like balls of fury, balls of fury. We already call it corrupted blasts. What can we call it? Like the ball, like the regular balls, but they move really, really fast. Tracking, homing corruption or something. And they move extremely fast, and they're gonna just home after you, and they just gonna start raining down on you with. And then this blast is going. Let's say the blast is targeted towards players, the closest player. So if they move too far out, like if they go too fast, then they'll get hit by the corruption fireball, which is pretty much undodgeable. Just to make it a little bit difficult, so you kind of have to really coordinate your movements to try to move with the dragon, and you just be shooting the dragon the entire time. And let's and then once the phase goes, and so the corrupted dragon goes running around. Then I think it just should be a two-phase. I think it should just be a two-phase, just a fun two-phase. Where I would say maybe give it a lot of freaking health though, just a lot of freaking health on the two phases. And once you kill the dragon, I mean you can make it another phase if you want to. Let's give it an animation and it falls into the sea over here and explodes. Just freaking explodes over here. You see just a giant explosion corruption thing. And then here's the Marvsoft right over here. And Marvsoft is like, maybe, let's say, it would be weird if Marvsoft's in the thing. Just say, I'll let you, or maybe she just says, I'll let you guys handle this, or whatever. So I'll let you guys handle this, or I have to, maybe she has to do, not sure what we can do with that, because Marvsoft has to be in there. So once you get over here, Marvsoft will come out. Whatever dialogue will be there, will be there. And she brings out the casket. And then let's say only 2 people have to hold the casket now. 2 people only have to have the casket. 3 people don't have to have it. 3 people could have it, but depending on how you want to do it. And then you're going to go this direction to the platform. And this is going to have like this. And you're going to take the catalyst. Once you get here, you're going to take the catalyst out of the thing. One of the players is let's just say 2 people. So one of the players is going to take the catalyst out. Alright, so the elevator goes down when you do the catalyst. So this will be the elevator. Let's do a pretty decent size elevator. Like once you're going down. And the casket will be in the center, let's say. And Marvsoft will be right here. And it would be like, maybe you'll give some good music, like some good, let me See if I can find something here. No, I have just for funsies. Sorry, I gotta find it. This won't be it, but let me. This is just a filler of what it could be. Let's turn this on. Not that one. This one right here. Here we go. You can't use this one, but it's fun. Yeah. So let's keep this going. Man, if they could have this one. So it gets intense here. And you're flying down the elevator. Let's get intense. And it's going fast. The elevator's going pretty fast. And all of a sudden, hobgoblins are on the side of this going down. Hobgoblins are the side. The corrupted hobgoblins. And there's going to be a bunch of them. They're going to be shooting down at random spots to put corruption. And this casket now has health. And if it breaks, you all die. So it wipes the entire team. Well, you can give it a good amount of health, and the ticking will, let's see here, I just gotta make sure I got everything. And Marv will start shooting. He's like, you're not taking Cage 6. And they start something like that. Starts firing fire blasts at the hobgoblins when you're going down. And all of a sudden, a giant shield guy jumps down. A shield hobgoblin. A shield taken. Corrupted taken. One of the most annoying enemies in the game. And it can blast you normally, but maybe it'll make the blast a little bit less on the blast. And it's going to be unkillable. Unkillable taken. 2 people have to move this around the area. So they can move it around here, all the way around this area. And the corruption goes randomly, but one of the hobgoblins, maybe every 5, shoots a corruption ball right at it. So they have to keep moving the casket, but give it some decent movement speed here. We'll call it Hero's Blessing or something. And the chalice is going to be on fire here. I mean, the chalice is going to have fire back in it. Let's say the start of the encounter, you have to take the catalyst out of here to put it on the chalice to start the encounter. And we'll put a flag here. I forgot to put a flag up, but flag right here. So to start the encounter, you got to take the catalyst, light up the chalice. So basically, the hobgoblin is going to be running around trying to kill you guys. Like, he'll try to kill like all the people. So you have to move away from the hobgoblin as well. And let's say it focuses people 10%. It focuses people in range, in 10% of its range. It like auto locks them. And it won't get off of them until 10%. It roams freely if nobody's in it. If somebody's in 10%, like maybe 20% of its range, it will lock on to them.
And if you did, feel free to click on these other videos.
So this guy is invincible, right? So the job of this person is to move the goblin inside the corruption stacks. So when the corruption stacks last, they last a bit, right? So you have to move the goblin in the corruption stacks. It kills the goblin. You can't kill it. You just have to move it in corruption stacks, and this goblin will get corrupted, and it will start losing health. So that guy's job is to move him around the corruption stacks all over the place, while your 2 members are moving the casket around the area. Marv is going to help out too by shooting the goblins with fireballs, and maybe have lines like, "You'll never take me alive, Copper." I'm just kidding. Alright, it's like, or just maybe like grunting or like ha ho ho or something like that, something cool, some one-liners, snappy one-liners, and so that would be the encounter. Just basically, you can give the hobgoblin some decent health, and just move around. And once the hobgoblin dies, it ends you have to gold thing will happen right here, like a gold aura, and you put the coffin back down here. So let's stop the music here. I wouldn't mind putting music on, but we'll only put music on during encounters. That would be fair. I'll try to link the music that I use too, so it's fair and stuff. So because I use some YouTube people that make some pretty awesome music, and I would like them to have credit, you know. So I'll give them credit at the end. I'll link them up, and hopefully they don't get mad at me. I could always I don't know if I could take it out. I don't. But so once we're here, the elevator is going to be here, right? There's going to be a door over here that opens with water chalice. There's giant water people statues that flowing out waterfalls and stuff, like right here and right here. So this goes this direction. This will be used later. We'll be talking about this direction later. And then this direction, we'll just draw it here. Will be a giant area, just like a giant area right here. And so to start this, to open the doors, two people have to grab the coffin and start moving it this direction. Start moving it down the chasm, right? And let's give some cover around the area just to make it more approachable. And hobgoblins, corrupted hobgoblins will be all over the place here. And then once you start, I would just suggest they use like maybe Spotify people to get cheap songs or something like that, so they don't have to pay so much. But to increase the budget for it. This is all in theory. This is all theory. I doubt they'll ever use for this dungeon, but it'll be cool if they do. I'll sell it for $500. Let's be fair. This is vicious as beans, but so we have hobgoblins here, hobsters, and they shoot pools of corruption. It's basically the same encounter. It's basically the same thing. This is just to keep the mood flowing a little. You can cut this or something, but I would think this would be cool. And they leave permanent pool, maybe not permanent, maybe once one pool goes down, they shoot again and another pool comes up. So it's there. So this time the coffin, let's say the coffin regenerates a little bit of health on this encounter, but this time it's not going to regenerate health. No health regeneration. And you move slower. You don't get the Fallen Heroes buff. You move slower, and there's no health regeneration. So your goal is to move the coffin to this area right here. And let's say there's going to be taken just regular Vex corruption, corrupted Vex, that are just going to kind of like pepper you with a corruption, but it goes away. This corruption goes away. It's just going to do ticking damage after they shoot you. And so you can get out of cover. You can go and cover here at one of these rocks to try to cover up to remove corruption ticks and stuff. But you always have to watch out. Like they can switch at any point in time. And for solo people, Two people can move it, so two people playing this dungeon will have a tough fight, but solo people can get like a chain link, and they can link. They're basically linked to it, so they can move it this direction. Like dragging the coffin a little bit. And of course, Marsoff will have to be doing something. She'll be pathed in here, and she'll move with you, and she'll just start firing fire blasts at any enemies in sight to help you out with the management. And it's just like that. And let's give it a song. We'll just say we'll give something cool here. We want this dungeon to pop a little bit. We want this dungeon. Of course they can never use these songs. This is only filler songs, but from other games. But just something like this. Let's I gotta find it. Something like this. Something crazy. We're gonna go ham on this. I think Destiny deserves a hand sandwich every once in a while, guys. I'm just trying to boost their ego, boost their confidence. We need to go freaking. I mean, they did go ham sandwich on a couple of them. Dungeons are usually pretty good, and ham sandwiches. But we're going balls to the wall ham sandwich. So you're gonna be moving this out, and the music's gonna be playing like something like this, something tough, something crazy, and you're just gonna be blasting fireballs and crap, and maybe the let's say the coffin's fire goes out, and every time when you're holding the coffin, you'll get heroes fall, and it will stack corruption on you. It's just a corruption stack. Like, that removes when you let go of the coffin. So so the flame goes out, so you can't always be holding the coffin. You have to rotate the coffin, and you have to move it down this hallway. And then once you get to, so that will be the gist of it. So you have to rotate, you have to keep teamwork to get this coffin all the way here. Why pools of corruption? Only the pools of corruption can affect the coffin. Let's say, the Vex can't shoot the coffin at all. So to make it fair. So, but the hobgoblins will target the coffin. So there will always be a pool coming out towards the coffin. So you have, maybe you can put regeneration on it, but I would say maybe no regeneration. Maybe a little bit slower. You don't want to be too clunky. I mean, maybe you can be fast, but the corruption stack could do some pretty good damage to you. So when you have it, so they have to let go of it and keep putting back. And just rotate. You just have to rotate. So one guy picks it up, two have to let go, and you just keep rotating. Once you let it go, or maybe only one of the players gets the corruption stack. A random person who touches the coffin gets a fallen hero debuff. So one person can always have it. So one person can always hold it. So you don't really have to drop it too much. You just have to keep rotating as when you get the fallen hero corruption. And boosh. And this will lead into the next area. We'll stop the music here. I'll explain everything in a bit. Alright, so this... Let me make sure everything's still working here. So I don't want to do this whole dungeon again. We'll put another door over here. Alright, so this dungeon, right, this part, it's gonna say purify. Let's give Marv some dialogue here. Let's say Marv's like, I can't believe that the architecture. We could go architecture route, like she's admiring architecture. She could say, or say like, I can't believe Cade died. So, like, I'm still mourning Cade's death. And maybe just she sits down for a second, and she's like it was a tough battle and stuff. Not really sure what other dialogue we can use, like, or maybe gives a story about Cade of some sort. Like, I remember when Cade and I hung out at a bar or something and fought like bandits. Something like that. Just some type of dialogue that, you know, just to get the player, like, just give it a little bit more oomph, you know, give the storytelling like a little bit, just a bit of story here. And she'll be like, and then runes will appear on here, and she'll say, purify yourselves in the water to, like, to enter, or whatnot. Just so, and let's put the banner like here. So the banner, to start the encounter, you have to just drink this water here. So your team, somebody from your team or the entire team has to drink the water to purify themselves. And then once they do that, boosh, a giant minotaur, let's just say a corrupted minotaur. And this corrupted minotaur has giant rockets on its back, like freaking cannons. And this thing isn't going to move. Does not move at all. And it's going to stick right in the center here. And it cannot be killed. It has... So we'll give the health bar here. No damage can be dealt just yet. Why this happens, let's make a couple more switches here. Boosh. So why this happens, and then the corruption, the black corruption, goes all the way around so this is permanently corrupted here, and it's just oozing up out of the ground, kind of like mist, kind of like a corruption mist. And let me turn this down a bit. Well, what would be a good song for this one? This might be a little bit much, but I don't know, something like this. Just a song. And the black corruption will be all over the ground, so you can't get out of the black corruption. And the corruption does like a % damage like usual. And to get rid of and these wells right here will restore your health. Let's just say it just restores health. It doesn't really... It removes corruption for a bit. It removes corruption for... This well will become empty. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. Make a 6 well. And let's just say this is dark aura on these switches, here. A dark aura. So the way to get the switch is by drinking this water. You drink it, you become... Let's say it removes corruption for a bit. It removes corruption and restores health. This guy is going to be shooting like homing missiles at you. The two cannons shoot giant slowing rockets. So he's just here to slow you and mess with you. But the smaller rockets on here are just going to shoot rockets at you to try to kill you. And they're going to be firing all over the place. And so your goal is to drink this water and shut off a switch. Let's put this here. So basically, you're just gonna be there's gonna be six water things over here, and you're just gonna drink it and shut off the switch and run to the switch. As this is going, minotaurs, regular smaller minotaurs, are gonna be pathing, unkillable. They're unkillable minotaurs, and they'll just path towards random directions. They also have really big, like slowing rockets, and they'll just shoot you with regular missiles, like 2 missile packs or whatnot, and they just spawn in, like maybe 4 of them or maybe even more than that, and they just walk towards a direction, then disappear. So they disappear. They're just there to mess with you as well. So you'll be getting slowed and stuff, and getting shot by rockets, and maybe this has like purple guns too. And maybe you could put like a hobgoblin snipers like in holes up here or whatnot if you want to make it harder than that. Depending on how hard anyone wants to make this encounter. And you could also spawn small Vex, corrupted Vex, or regular Vex or whatever. Just coming in like this, coming in like this, coming in like this. So the goal, once you get all of the switches switched, he'll shoot water down. Let's just say he'll shoot a pool of water with one of these. And it will give you full restoration for a bit. Let's just say full, like a warlock well almost. And let's say warlocks cannot use wells here. If a warlock uses a well, it will shoot black ooze, or it will shoot something it will remove the well, and the well will become black. So warlocks can't use their wells on this part. And it will do a damage pool. It's just a damage pool of if warlocks try to use wells. Just to keep it so they can't use a well here and just start nuking the boss or whatnot at any point in time. But so this goes down, and then he fires another in random direction, a green ooze. And only one person can go into this ooze, not 2 people. It only activates for 1 person. 1 person has to run into the ooze, and the ooze teleports you. It's just basically a teleporter to this area right here. So you guys can stand in this here for a little bit to get restoration and stuff, so the corruption doesn't kill you. These now respawn, but the water goes away every time you use it. But now these come back. The water comes back. This goes away. And now maybe more Taken come in, more corrupted Taken come in. The Minotaurs are still pathing. This guy's still going to be shooting. But this person's goal here is there's a golem. Maybe a golem or something. With a water jug, just holding a water jug. It's not really going to do much of anything, and there's going to be hobgoblins up here that can give you a permanent stack of corruption. And then there's going to be water chalice is all around here, so you can grab water. But these will give you permanent stacks of corruption, and every time they shoot you. So, and then this guy could have like some stomp ability if you want to or not, depending that. So once you destroy the golem, he'll drop water. And let's say this whole place is corrupted. This is still this whole place has corruption floor. There's no escaping the corruption floor. And then there's gonna be water chalices around here, so that will give you restoration and take the corruption away. And let's say you have to drink the water chalices to damage this enemy. And it respawns in here, so you can keep drinking and keep damaging them. And let's spawn in like a couple corrupted Vex or something. And you have to kill this, and when you kill it, it drops the water. Drops water restoration, that restores your health. And then it's basically the same thing here. There's going to be corruption all over the floor here. And then there's going to be a stone golem here. Or no, let's not make a stone golem here. There'll just be pools of things here, and there's going to be minotaurs pathing throughout the entire thing, trying to slow you and stuff. And your goal is to run to the switch over here, to the last switch. And once you get the switch, this door opens, and then the boss teleports everybody to this area, shoots the water here, shoots water, restoration water. And let's say it pulls your character here. It'll shoot water. It's kind of like a little warlock well. It doesn't give damage increase, but it shoots water, and he's stunned, and you can shoot him now. So we'll give it some pretty darn big health. A big health. It's going to be a 2-phase fight again, and it's going to be a giant. So a health pool here. And then once you go all the way down, we'll start the next phase here. We'll just make the chalices here with water. But this once you get the boss, so once that phase will repeat until you get the boss all the way down, and the minotaurs are gonna keep spawning, and we'll still have spawning. But once he gets to the boss, once this gets chunked, the music changes here. Let's change it. Change the music. For effect, like it's gonna be so. Let's do. Not that. No, it's probably not gonna work. Maybe. Something like that. Something good. Something new. And it's going to be here. And this will be here and right here. And there's going to be more water perpendicular like this. And there's going to be some cover still. More cover. So basically, this guy is now going to teleport here. And then he shoots a green blob. But this blob, everybody can use. Like, everybody has to jump into it at the same time. If everybody doesn't jump in at the same, give it like a 2-second to 3-second charge. But it will leave somebody behind if you don't jump into it. And the corruption's still gonna be all over the place here. The corruption's still gonna be here. And the giant boss is gonna be here. But now he has Gatling guns, giant Gatling guns. and he's just gonna start firing crazy, like trying to blast anybody who goes into, just like blasting Gatling gunfire or what. And you can use the cover to get out of it. You'll have corruption and then Gatling gunfire, and Minotaurs are gonna spawn in now. There's the golem. So this wall explodes right here. Let's say this wall just freaking gets demolished. This wall just explodes when you start shooting through. And then the Minotaurs are starting to spawn in, just pathing, and they disappear. And let's do it really quick. And they just shoot slow. They just shoot slow stuff. They don't really do damage. I mean, maybe you could put a rocket or two, like, every once in a while. We'll have regular Takens spawning in, too. And then this explodes. And then your goal is, you have to drink the water and run to each one to drink it to damage this boss, to damage the boss over here. So once they drink the boss, they damage it, they damage it, they damage it. And at a certain, let's say it's 3, then this explodes. I mean, then he teleports out to the next area. And then you go over here, and then this wall will explode as well. And it'll have Gatling guns again. Maybe we'll give them rockets, just giant rocket launcher guns. And it'll just be firing Gatling guns and rocket launchers. And corruption will be still here. And the Minotaurs will be pathing in, just randomly at random places. They'll walk like and they'll just, if there's somebody's in range, they'll fire slow rockets and stuff like that. Maybe give them, and random Taken will be coming in. And the pools will be going here. So 1, 2 pool, 1 pool here, 1 pool here. A little bit of a DPS check here. And so basically you get the pools here. To damage the boss. And once these don't recharge, these will not recharge. Once you're out of water at any phase, and if you don't get him down to this point in the bar, this part won't explode. So once he gets to the third part, he teleports out and explodes the other wall, and then unlocking more water. And then boosh. You win, and the chest spawns here. He leaves a pool of green ooze that teleports you directly here. Woo. And then file save. We'll do end Minotaur boss. And then let's just say you had another thing comes here with the chalice thing, and you have to move the casket here and light the chalice on fire, or take the blue fire and the water and throw it in the chalice. We'll take the water that's in this chalice and you put it in this chalice. And then the fire becomes blue, like blue fire. And then you move the casket to the door over here. File save. I hope you guys can hear me through the music, but stop the music here. And then come right here. This part can be cut. This is just something that I was just interested to see if it would work. The next part. So you get 2 there. 1, 1, 1, 1. Let me tweak some stuff around here. So let's just say there's fire on the wall here. There's these things aren't on fire, but when you move the coffin, let's just say all 3 of you have to move the coffin here. And when you go over here, these light blue when you walk by them, and they'll be like. And Marv will be like, I can't wait to see Cade again or something. See Cade. Can't wait to see my friend again or something. I miss him more than anyone could ever know or something. Or some type of thing like that. And you just walk up here. And so the door will be locked here. And there's going to be green ooze here. So she'll sit with the coffin, like right here. You'll put it down next to her. She'll auto put it down. And then you move over. Let's Alright, so these portals here. So it's going to be, this one is going to be complicated, guys. So it might take a bit to explain here. So this one's going to be a PvP, Dark Souls inspired battle, invasion battle. Might not be doable. Like I said, you can cut this, but I just would like to say. So when you drink this, it will put you into a queue. Let's say, and there's going to be a lock here. A lock right here. A lock right here. If you press, this will only queue you up for a little. It's going to be maybe a PvP battle. Let's just say maybe. And then you could do the lock. You could press the lock or whatever, and it will lock you into, like, until you find it. Like, until you find the battle. So if you don't do the lock, it will queue you in, like, maybe like a minute wait or something. So basically, there's going to be a new Gambit button. Like on the Gambit page, there'll be a grade, or let's put in the tower next to Cade 6 grave, a button, just a button here. And when somebody queues into this, it will start glowing. So anybody could press it, and when you press it, you get teleported. Maybe you'll have a light score requirement or some type of, it has to have a light score requirement of whatever. And then you can teleport in as 1 or 3. Teams of 3. Teams of 1 or 3, depending on what you want to do. So when you do that, it will teleport the player here of the thing right here. And maybe you put like a mural on the background of Cade 6, maybe a little fire chalices over here. And maybe put like call to battle or something. Once a snappy let me see something right here. Sorry guys. So that, alright, let's get going again. I might have to take little breaks. I'm doing this live pretty much. I could probably edit everything. So they teleport into this side. Your team that you use the green teleports this side. This is just going to be like a cage, so you can't go into the middle. Just an open cage pretty much. There'll be cover every so often, and you could shoot the players through the cage. And let's just say there'll be a bloody well over here with blood like oozing out of it. And every time you kill somebody, you get bloody coins will start appearing in there. Bloody coins. This one, let's just say a light well will be here. Light. And this one will be light coins. So every time you kill somebody in here, actually, no, let's not do any. There's no bloody well over here. No bloody well over here. You have to, if you want the bloody coins, you have to join the PvP battle. So basically, there's going to be a chalice, or like a water jug. And it's going to... Let me make sure... Yep, a water jug. It's going to look something... Gosh darn it. Something like that, with like... It's going to make you move slow. And anybody can drop it, anybody can pick it up. There's just going to be one. So your goal is to fill up a water bar. Let's just say it's a pretty big water bar. And your goal is to fill up the water bar. And there, let's just say, let's put like freaking, on this side, let's just say 5. Let's say a lot of wells here. So the goal, this side has a water jug as well. Let's remove this. These are, so there's no water on this side. These are just doors. These are just doors here, just for aesthetics. This guy can't get through. So you can grab the enemy player can grab the water jug. We'll give him some cover all the way around here. We'll grab the water jug, and he has to try to fill up these over here. You're trying to fill up, and if it fills up all of this, it will reduce the water. It reduces water. A chunk of water. It reduces water, and he can also actually let's put stuff right here. And if he fills up these, he spawns Vex, just regular Vex, or maybe like a Minotaur or something, or Vex into the enclosure here at random spots. But it costs his water charge. So the wells will be like right here. You have to fill up the jug and move the jug into the water wells to fill this up. And once you fill it up, you could either fill these up over here to remove water, or you could fill this up to spawn Vexen. And this will be a tower that can give you advantage of up high. So you can shoot each other at a time, and once you shoot, the water drops down. Let's say maybe it doesn't break, but maybe after like 3 times, it takes fall damage. Like from the like if it's dropped 3 times, if it hits the ground 3 times, it explodes. So this area over here, it only takes your team just one water charge, but it's all the way back there. You're gonna move slower. 1 water charge, and your entire team can go into his area and just start shooting them and stuff. And you could stay in here for maybe give it a good time, like 50 seconds. And let's say one of your team can stay back and just start filling water, while the entire team rushes the one guy or 3. There could be 3 people here, so they could just rush in and then they could also rush you, but it takes 2. It takes 2 water or 3. Let's just say 3. We'll say 3 water charges to get into the other side, for this team to get onto your side, and we'll give them 20 seconds. So 20 seconds for the enemy team. And so every time they kill a player here, they're gonna start getting maybe like blood charges or whatever, and they'll have, let's say, blood charges. So every 5 blood charges, you get a bloody coin. And bloody coins will be used for later. It's going to be a special type of thing for maybe special wear or something. And so this goal is to try to mess up. If they mess you, so they're going to have a timer. 20, let's say 20 minutes or something good. Maybe 10, maybe 15 minutes. 15-minute battle. This goal is to try to make you so your water charges don't go all the way full, and this team your team is trying to get the water charges all the way up. And what was it? Sorry guys, sorry. This is a bit complicated here. So if you get your water charges all the way up, you get a buff. You get a buff for the next fight. Hero's glory or hero buff, the hero buff or whatnot. And let's say you can have it for the rest of the dungeon. You get it for the entirety of the dungeon. So you get a permanent buff the rest of the time. And let's say these guys get it also a consumable if they win. If you win, called villain. The villain buff. That will give you maybe 100 increased weakness damage, on weakness targets. Gives 100%. I mean not 100%, 100 more damage. It's nothing crazy. But it's just another chunk of damage that your entire team can get. So it's a consumable. And let's say it lasts maybe 10 minutes. Just adds like 100 weakness. Nothing crazy, nothing broken. Just makes you a little bit more deadly. And you can use it in PvP, or maybe not PvP. Maybe you can't use it in PvP. Maybe it's banned in PvP or it's banned in Gambit, but maybe you can use it in Gambit or PvP. Maybe people can have to farm, like, we'll start farming this. And let's say that there could be another button. So there'll be one grayed out button, or there'll be a Gambit button here that's grayed out. Or let's see, not in a grayed out, that you can queue in just for the fight. That will port you right in. So basically you'll get the dungeon ports, and you'll get the queued in, you'll get people coming in here. You can use the button, or let's just say there's two Gambit buttons. There's one button to be heroes, one button to be villains, and then the people in the dungeon. Like the whole queue thing, maybe the villain button is grayed out when there's nobody queuing. It's like an instant queue. Whenever the buttons... Making stuff. Don't worry about it. Making something. Come on, man. Come on.
Did you share your artwork?
I'm streaming. Sorry. And so let's get, sorry, I got interrupted there for a second. So hero and villain. We'll just say hero and villain buttons on Gambit. Maybe they could be side to side or to the side, just something small. And then when the heroes go in, they have to wait. But if the villains want to go in, it's grayed out. And if it isn't grayed out, that means somebody queued. So then the villains get instant teleportated when the I mean, not instant, but when there's somebody gonna fight, so that keeps things flowing here. So they'll always have somebody queuing in here for bloody coins and for the consumable, which just increases weakness, like your damage against crits and stuff. Let's by 100, just not. I mean, like 100 damage, like more. Whatever it's gonna do, it does 100 more damage. Something smaller, depending on what you can do. And so that will be the entire encounter. So that will be the PvP encounter. And the bloody coins I'll talk about later. Maybe you have to use the bloody coins to buy the... Let's say you get a consumable if you win. And you can buy more consumables with bloody coins. Well, no. Yes, that because eventually you can only have like maybe 5 of these consumables. Let's just say 5 consumables. File save as PvP. Alright, there we go. Oh yeah, I forgot to say, let's go back to the PvP. No. Yeah, let's go back. So, another way to get in to the PvP is there was 2 doors, right? You could run directly over to the PvP battle and there'll be a green wall right here. And it's going to be locked for everything. So we'll port you in, and you can do the entire PvP encounter just right from the first dragon, after the first dragon fight. Let's make a cave on the dragon fight. There's going to be a cave up top. There's a cave up top before the dragon fight, but this will teleport you out. You have to kill the two bosses before this opens. Before the door opens over here. The door opens over here. you have to kill you gotta kill the 2 bosses before this door opens. So it triggers when the 2 bosses are killed. The dragon boss and the minotaur boss. But you could always do the PvP fight. Maybe you could have some PvP music in there too. So here's the next encounter. Goes right here. And this is just a dark chasm down here. This will be a bridge here. So this is all a bridge. And maybe in the previous PvP battle, Marvsod reads the inscription again. It's like, you must fight your fellows in order to receive the gift of life. And then after you beat, if you beat the PvP battle, you'll get fire. You'll get golden fire, and that will give you the hero buff. The hero buff, let's give it some increased protection and a little bit more damage. A little bit more damage, increased protection for the entirety of the dungeon. And then you're gonna move, Marv and everybody is gonna move all the way the coffin. Once again, all three of you have to pick up the coffin this time, and then Boosh, and then you have to put it right here to start the. And let's put the thing right here, the flag right there. Trying to figure out where we'll put the water chalice. The water, there's whole like water holes with no water in these. And all right, for the next encounter, it's gonna be a little bit. This is gonna be a pretty crazy one. It's hard to explain. It's gonna sound maybe a little weird, but I think it could be cool. So when Marvsoft gets here, it's like it's maybe a little arch here. It says, please, she reads it out, please fill the water, fill the what was it, these bird bath looking places with water or something. Fill the in order to gain life, you need to fill in the holes or something like that. I don't know. That's a bit cringe, but somebody could probably do better than that. But so basically here, and the chalice locks when Marv puts when you want to start the encounter, you put the chalice on the coffin. And there's going to be like pillars over here so you can go up, and they're going to have like light. These are going to be lit. You can see lights over here. So when you put the chalice on here, Marv is just going to look at it. No, she's going to fill it with water first, and then she's going to put it, and then it's going to extinguish the flame. Or like she's going to take, there's going to be a goblet here, and in order to gain life, you must take life. In order to gain life, you must take life or something. And then she takes, and maybe there could be some crazy music melody. Not right now. Yeah, like, but when she's taking it, like, to that, like, really slow, like, she's just feeling it, you know, like some crazy opera, like, melody music. And then she pours the chalice, and the fire extinguished, and then water just starts spewing out of the ground right here, like kind of like you know, like Nixia's fire, like the cracks, kind of like that. And once that happens, everything starts fading to black, and you see Marv just looking at the coffin for a second, and then she gets pulled. She gets, what was it, like, they use ropes and stuff, like the rope pull method, where they get just, like, yanked out into the darkness. So she gets yanked out into the darkness. She's gone. So Marv is gone. And then it gets really black, and then this whole middle area is lit up. So this whole area has lights. But if you walk out into the darkness, and you can see the lights over here. So the chalice the place has so the places will be lit up over here. But if you start walking out into the darkness, you start hearing footsteps. And they start getting louder and louder until you get the taken debuff, and then you get pulled as well. Instant kill. It instant kills you. Once you get the taken debuff, you get pulled. You get pulled, and you disappear, and then you'll just have a death screen. It doesn't wipe your team. It just, if you go out, it takes some time. So you could, and there's going to be 4. There's going to be a chalice here, right? There's a chalice here. And it's up to the chalice is lit. The chalice you can use to light up the way. Let's say, so the first chalice is going to be pretty much free. The first chalice is free, and so it's gonna be lit, and you just take it over to one of the wells over here, and there's a door over here to go up. And and nothing's gonna bother you when the light's around. So you'll take the chalice to one of these encounters, and you'll fill up the thing. And then one of you will run up. One of the players will run up here. You're pretty much invincible up here. I mean, there's light up here, so you don't get attacked by the monster up here. But then corrupted hobgoblins will start spawning in. Or no, just regular hobgoblins, or what the corrupted hobgoblins start spawning in. And they'll start shooting you. And we'll say light filled hobgoblins, just like a hobgoblin with light effects on it. And they shoot light beams of light. And basically, it's this guy's job to shoot the hobgoblins because the chalice goes out. It becomes dark all the way around here. Everything becomes the chalice goes out. So your goal is to bring the chalice back over here. And let's say that the timer goes down for the footsteps. Maybe like 5 seconds. You can't really move out of here without the chalice. So this guy's goal is to kill hobgoblins. When you kill the hobgoblins, it spawns light puddles around the area around the players, and they last for maybe like 5 seconds. Something a little bit good. So you shoot the hobgoblins, it spawns light pools. And you have to go to light pool to light pool to light pool to bring the chalice back to the start. And then this guy will be here shooting hobgoblins. Once you move... well, this guy can't really move out anymore, so you'll be stuck here. And these will be shooting light beams at anybody, just a light ray. That it doesn't really do anything besides... It's just a effect. It's just an effect for the... It's just a regular sniper blast. And then you'll rinse and repeat. Once this gets filled, you'll move with the other team, the two members over here. Once this gets filled, a light path will form to bring the guy to the center. And it lasts for a while. It lasts for a bit, so he can run towards the light path to bring the other player to the center of the map. I can only play the song, and the songs will be playing like this song here. You can't use this song, but it's something like this. So that's about all I can play, but something like that. And let's say there's right here. And then you go, and then, what was it? So he's stuck here. He's stuck in the middle. So the next guy has to run up and shoot the hobgoblins and start, so you can bring the chalice back to the middle. And you'll rinse and repeat until everything's filled. And once everything filled, it will start the encounter. There will be and during the encounter, purple eyes start to spawn. Like after you fill this one, purple eyes will spawn around the map, and they'll shoot lasers at laser beams, like start blasting laser beams. So it's up to the secondary guy to shoot purple eyeballs. And they have health. So it's up to, so they have to bring the chalice. Two of you have to go in. Purple eyeballs start to spell. Let's say the chalice gives you a slow. The chalice gives you a bit of a slow. Just not too much, so you have to spawn light pools, go to the light pools while purple eyeballs are spawning, shooting laser beams. And once everything goes down, we'll start the next phase of the fight. We'll say invisible boss. And once this goes down, once all of it's filled, this whole area starts to lighten up. We'll just put some cover out here just in case somebody could use the cover or whatnot. And then the light starts to spawn out of this, and it kind of lights up the area a bit, but not too much. It lights up the area up entirely. But then a monster appears outside over here. Giant monster with purple eyeballs, 3 purple eyeballs. And this thing will start blasting. And the blast is like a blast, and it pulls up here. But once the blast goes away, the pull goes away. So it'll start blasting towards random targets. And this guy is damageable. He's damageable. We'll make it a 2-phase. We'll still do a 3-phase. We're doing 3 phases on this. So Boosh, this goes down. So this guy will go down and slowly go down and rise up at random spots, like random spots around the chasm. And the hobgoblins will still be shooting light things. And he'll spawn hands, like maybe 2. We'll say 2 or 3, and they'll start floating towards players. And when they go next to you, they'll give you the debuff taken, and you'll get pulled out of the map, and you die instantly. So you can't be around the hands, and these hands start floating around, and they're unkillable. They cannot be killed. They disappear and they reappear randomly. Just 2 of them. And they just start floating towards the players. And then this guy will keep going down and up, all around the map. Let's say it goes down like probably like that, or maybe like that, just for effect. And so that will be that part of the health bar. Then visible boss. Invisible boss 2. Alright, let's do the next one. Next phase. I know it's kind of annoying I have to draw everything again. No, there's 4. So once that happens, once the bar goes all the way, so it's going to be a 3-phase here. And once you chunk that down, boop, it will, so this boss will be like here. It will spawn another one towards the end. Let's make it a freaking 4-phase. Like it looks like 4 phases. But once this goes down, you'll have 2 bars here. And basically, it's the health bar of this boss and the health bar of this boss. And let's say the towers fall down. The things you can go up fall down. And more like, let's just say a crap ton of hands. Let's say 5, 6, like 7 hands, 8 hands or something. But they spawn out a little bit faster. They'll just come at you. They'll just come at you, a player next to them, the closest player next to them, and they'll just start spawning all over the place and just like teleporting in, teleporting out. And you have to run away from the hands, run away from the hands, run away from the hands because they'll instant kill you. And you'll still have the goblins. And these two guys can shoot laser beams. And then one of these guys will start to glow, like purplish glow, let's say. And then when that happens, one person, the light, let's say the light over here, you can you can still get hit by hands up here, but this unibeam is about to fire at the coffin. So basically, you have to, there's a chalice here. You have to fill up the chalice, and it gives you victory. And you have to stand with the chalice in front of the eyeball that's about to blast you. Let's say victory, you can't be killed. You can't be killed when you have victory. And this eyeball blast will blast a giant beam this going this direction. Anybody, it's small, but if somebody's in it, they get instant killed. And only one of them, only one of these things can do it at a time. But if it does end up hitting the coffin, then you all wipe. It's an instant kill for everybody. So somebody has to bring the chalice. The chalice will be lying right here, teleport here at the end of this part, and you have to grab the chalice, and so you could fill it up and get victory. And that would be basically it. And then these bosses have 2 separate health bars. Like if you kill one boss, it won't affect the other, but it will be blacked out. But you have to kill, this health bar goes with this boss, and the health bar goes with this boss, and they'll still go down and teleport across the map and stuff. So that is the invisible boss encounter. I hope you guys enjoyed that one. And then you'll go into the next room. Banner here. Alright, to start the encounter, you have to, all 3 of you have to put the coffin in right here. And this is all chasm. This is just a giant chasm right here. And Marv Soft will be... Sorry, let's put the doors here. Just doors right here. Doors here, and they're gonna be closed. They're just gonna be tomb-like doors closed. let me, to start the encounter, you gotta move the coffin here. It locks in. Marv will be right here. And then the chalice will be the chalice will be like right here. A chalice will be right here with Marv, and it has water in it. And then somebody has to take the chalice to the water, and then bring it back, and pour it on Cade 6 chalice. And she'll be knocked out. She'll be out. So once you pour the water in Cade 6 chalice, let's just say it was golden fire, or there was no fire at all, it will fill up, have water in it, and the water turns to black. And it's now the final boss encounter. This one's going to be rough, guys. It's going to take me a while to finish this, but hopefully you guys will stick with it. If you have any questions, concerns, comments about how bad this dungeon will be, or whatever, let me know. We could just put like... There's not going to be much cover in this one. And so once you fill the chalice up, you'll get... Marv will get pulled in one of these doors and it closes. Just like taken into one of these doors and it closes pretty much. And then you guys get pushed back. And then there'll be like a screech, the Taken screech. And Cade 6 will fly out of the coffin right here and lands right this direction. And Cade 6 isn't himself. He is dead as beans, but he has black gunk pouring out of him. And then the black gunk pours out onto the floor. So yeah, anywhere Cade 6 goes, this black ooze will go towards him. And you have two water pools over here. We'll say 3 water pools. We'll put and then a water pool comes in behind you, a big water pool behind you. Alright, so you'll be one guy here, one guy here, one guy here, whatnot. And then you'll be like one around. So what's going to happen next is Cade 6 is going to shoot a little like black beam. It's not going to hurt you. It's just going to go to to a random target. And the black beam will start to immobilize you. It starts stacking. It goes 5%, or maybe like 10%. We'll do 10%, and it stacks to 100. At 100%, you become immobilized, and Cade 6 jumps towards you, and instant kills you. And there's no way out of it. So, no way out of it at all. And he'll start moving towards the target, like zombie, like with his one arm out. Like it's just like one arm out, shooting this black beam at somebody. It's a targeting beam, pretty much. And it's called weakening. So the goal of the player is to move into the beam to start taking weakening stacks. To start soaking it, because it only happens, and then the stacks of the other player goes down like pretty quick. It goes down by 20s. Well, it's gonna be on. You're gonna still have a little weakening. You're gonna move a little slow, and then you have to rotate. For a single player, you have to work something out, like with the single player. Maybe with single player we could put like pillars. It'll be a little bit less climactic. I mean, you might have to actually to accommodate them, or maybe they can go into the maybe the solo player has to jump into the water. Like if you're a solo player, you have to like jump into the water. You'll have if it detects one person coming in, you'll have you have living water or water or purified maybe if you're a solo player. And then so you have to move into the water, and once you're in the water, Cade will stop targeting you. But if you go into this water, you get dampening, which makes your guns zero damage can be dealt. Zero damage can be dealt inside the pools. So that will be a solo player thing. But if you're three or two players, the 2 players can maybe the stacks go away quicker. Just for that, I could go back and do solo stuff. And then jump up. So Cade 6 will just go around trying to jump on people. So he's going to be invincible, by the way, invincibility. So the focus of this thing is to bring Cade 6 into the water. So you're going to be moving out of Cade 6's thing, moving out of Cade 6's. So you got to kind of be around here. And he's going to move kind of slow. He's going to move maybe kind of like that. But unless you get 100 stacks, then he just jumps on you. There's no way around it. If you ever get 100 stacks, you're dead. And then you pull a permanent black pool. If you die, in any of this phase, and for any reason, you get a permanent black pool. There's no way around that. So, and then you're gonna pull the player. Pull Cade 6 into the water, and that will start to purify him. So let's say it purifies him at a certain point. When it's purified, it will have a certain point. If Cade 6 is detected, it will start to turn the pool black, and it will become corrupted. Then you can't go into the pool anymore. And then you have to pull them to the next pool and pull them to the next pool, and they will become corrupted as well. And then Cade 6 becomes vulnerable. We'll just do a 2-phase fight here. Two-phase. And then once after that happens, Cade's... No, we'll just do... This is just an encounter. This is just an encounter. Encounter phase. No health bars. A door will open. One of the doors opens. And corrupted Vex are going to start to pour in. And then maybe then one pool will become pure again. So we'll just do one pool, or maybe 2 pools. Probably just one. Actually, no. Let's do all 3. All 3 become purified again, and then you have to pull Cade 6 into the pools. But when it gets corrupted, when one of the pools corrupts it opens a door. And then when 2 pools get corrupted, it opens a door. And then it spawns in a dragon, the Forsaken Dragon, and it's going to be flying over here. And this dragon's thing is going to spew out fire. Corrupted fire that lasts the entire time until it spews out another corrupted fire. And it's going to target the players. So you can spew the corrupted fire, and it's going to be in intervals. And you can move the fire wherever you want to, the player, because it targets the players. And it goes until it does it again. And the fire blast hits really hard. And Cade 6 is going once 2 pools are gone. Cade 6 is going to get an ability to start jumping on he jumps at players now. He doesn't do the stack jump. He just starts jumping towards random players and does like a bomb, like a smackdown bomb that leaves corruption. You get corruption. You get permanent corruption, and you have to go into the water. And let's say he can do this all the time. To make it good. He can do this at any point in time during the first phase and all those things. We can make it so he jumps at players. He jumps at random players sometimes, trying to give him corruption. And let's say he has like a dusk bomb or something that shoots at players. But he'll jump back to his original position. So he jumps and then jumps back to his original position. So he seems like he's moving slow, but he'll jump at the player, send a dust cloud. And let's say this is a permanent dust cloud. This is permanent dust clouds. And they jumps back, and then he jumps back to his position, leaving another dust cloud. And then he moves back to the player. So you kind of have to keep orientated with this, and the dragon's going to be doing that thing, and then corrupted Vex are going to start to pour in, and once the last pool is gone, this door opens and Marvsov shoots out of it or Marvsov blasts open the door with fire blast. Then Cade jumps to middle. And then the battle will begin. And then Cade's 6 eyes turn blue. And then he says, Marv? And then he's like, Cade! And then, what was it? Alright, so the next phase. Maybe something like this could play. I can't play too much of it, but something like this could play. Something a little bit softer to get the player into it. And we'll put the doors back here. Now let's say the doors, when this encounter happens, the doors explode. The whole thing explodes here. Freaking explosions. Michael Bay style. And the dragon's still flying around shooting. He's not going to shoot until the encounter starts. But it's going to be fire. Just pure fire this time. And let's put water on all parts. And Cade's eyes turn red, and he doesn't talk anymore. Or Cade blacks out again, but then fire starts to pour out of him. Fire starts to pour out of Cade 6. So they're right here. So let's do Cade here. And like a switch pull, he pulls out a golden gun. And let's just say, for purposes, something like this, something like that. Something like that, the thing. And then he pulls out a second golden gun. Like switch pulls it. And then his feet like fire is on the ground. And now the dragon's gonna blast 3 fire blasts. Fire. That just sticks to the map. It just sticks to the map. It doesn't go away. Like, so the dragon is blasting real fire now. And the coffin goes down. The coffin goes down too. And fire just starts pouring out of this. And it spews fire. Like fire fire around the map. That just appears and disappears. And fiery corruption is now a new debuff. This debuff is just and it does the same thing. It does 5% tick, or like 5% ticking damage. So pretty heavy or heavier. I mean even heavier. Plus this does damage. This does damage, regular damage. And what was it? So this starts ticking. To remove fiery corruption, you have to run to the water source, and it will go and you'll get dampen. But when you have dampen, you can now shoot the fire to remove it from the fire sticks. All the fire sticks on the field, and then when you run in here. And Cade 6 is now damageable. And this is going to be 2 phases. And Cade 6 now shoots a blast, a single target golden gun blast at a target, unavoidable. But the catch is a random pillar spawns at the player, next to the player. It's on random players at all times, on 2 players. And the player's job is to roll into it or go behind it. Go behind the pillars. And this removes fire as well. This will remove the fire stacks next to the players. So there's going to be fire like spewing out. Cade is going to also have... Cade is, what was it? Cade is going to put both his guns together. When you see the movement, Cade's going to put both of his guns together. We're gonna go crazy with this one. Put both his guns together like that to make a beam, and he's going to shoot a fire blast. So basically, let's do this first. So when you have to shoot, when the Cade 6 is about to shoot you, you'll get targeted or something. You're targeted. And you'll get flaming corruption immediately. You'll get flaming corruption from being targeted as well. So you have to run right here, and it's pretty quick, like maybe a 5-second interval. You have to roll into it or something. It's gonna spawn like right next to you, rollable distance. You roll into it, and or move into it, and then it saves you from that, and then you can run to get rid of the fiery corruption. But yeah, from the pools they'll spawn like out like here. They'll spawn out like right here. But so the next thing he has is flame beam or something. Flame beam. Let's just call it flame beam. And he shoots from this direction to this direction, and he sets the entire field on fire. And anybody stuck, like, it takes a second, so maybe he'll move his guns like towards the way he's gonna do it. He's not gonna do the middle. I mean, maybe if it's mid, he'll move his guns towards the side and move towards the middle. So you can kind of tell where he's going with his guns, where he moves. And then he just sets the entire field. Anybody caught in this is gonna get instant killed. Like, caught in the blast is instant killed. And it sets the entire area on fire. And then your job is to go into the water and take away, and try to take as much fire out of the field as you can, and damage Cade 6 at the same time until you get to that part. Alright, so the final phase here. So Marv at this point is going to try. I should have said this. Marv is going to be running around the map, and she's going to just shoot fire back at Cade. She's going to shoot fire back at Cade to try to help you, and she's going to actually have like a water warlock thing. So she'll start trying to put out fire randomly and shooting fireballs at Cade. Just minor damage for Cade, and trying to put out fires during the entire encounter, just around to just help out a bit. And the next part is the final boss here. So once you get him down, like a mist starts to appear. Like the mist starts to appear. Everything starts heating up, like, and everything starts going black. Just black. And maybe music like this, or maybe I can't play all that much of it, but something like this. And then light starts to appear in the darkness as well. So there's dark, and then there's sparkly light. And the whole arena just starts lighting up, like just lights. It just looks light. And Cade 6 gets a cape. It gets robed in light, pretty much a light robe. So basically, it's gonna look kind of like that. Cade 6 here, with light robes or whatnot, like clothed in light. And he's gonna have like a golden crown or something. And then his guns are gonna be pure gold, pure light guns. And this we'll just chunk. This is gonna be a single encounter, but he'll get another health bar. Let's say he'll get another health, and it's gonna be chunks. Just chunks, so they can't kill him in one go. And a platform will rise up right here. And water will be on the sides. It will dampen, so if you're next to these platforms, you'll get dampened and you can't hurt Cade 6. And then Cade 6 will jump towards the next. So Marvsoft will be like, Cade, what's happening? Or something like that. And then Cade won't respond or anything. And then he'll jump onto. So basically, players will teleport here or here. And then Cade. Let's say. Players will teleport like here or here. And then he'll jump on one of the players immediately. So basically, he'll go at he'll target a player. No, he'll jump on a player. He'll jump on a player, leaving golden light, which hurts the player a bit, knocks him back. Then he'll target the next player with the gun, like with a gun blast, and then he'll start to charge a blast. So he charges it, and then basically. He has a stun ability, like awe or something. And so he'll jump on here, he'll blast this target, he'll blast one of you back. You're pretty much immobilized here, and then he shoots, which hits the target, and the target won't be able to regenerate health. So it will chunk him So this will be your health pool. It takes away 50% of your health. Every shot he does takes away 50%. So then he winds up to shoot again, and you become unstunned. It's going to be called the wind-up shot or something. Wind-up shot. And then the player has to move behind or in front of the player that's about to be shot, so they don't take another shot, which will kill them. So this player will take the shot, and they'll be chunked to 50%. But then, and they get blasted back, a blast back, like blast off the map, like gone, like they'll just get blasted right off the map. Like this is all gonna be a chasm now, and there'll be nothing. Like, I mean, maybe we shouldn't have this part. Yeah, let's not have we won't have the water thing here. So I'll blast the target back. So once you'll all be unstunned. So this 50% will go. So it's complicated. So 50%, you'll get shot. You get shot. Boom. You're 50% chunk. You don't gain life back. One player has to go in, jump in. They get shot, and then they get blasted off the map. But the catch is that this player has to be behind them. So maybe they could have like a shield to make them a little bit bigger, so they can catch the player, and it blasts the player back into the other player's arms, and then your health regenerates after that, and it just repeats. So Cade will then stops again, and then you can move. You can shoot him at any point in this encounter, but then if Cade jumps up, you get stunned. You can basically get stunned for a second. So, let's say you blast. So, alright, so let's try to explain this. So he shoots 50%. This player right here is stunned, right? He gets unstunned. He runs in front of the player. This is Cade. So he runs in front of the player to take the next shot. That player takes the shot. Alright, so and then this player, and the player right here, if he moves out for any reason, the player will get blasted off the map. So you just want the player to stay and to hold it, kind of like holding out his hands, and he gets blasted into there. And then the next phase is after that. Once the player hits, it's gonna leave a fire gold or something, golden sparks or something. Just like orange fire or whatnot, just like golden orange fire. Once the player hits the other player, which will regenerate your health. But if you stand in it too long, like it's a nasty freaking 50%. 50 no, not 50% a second. 20% a second buff. So you cannot stand in it for it. It starts ticking like after like 3 seconds. So you can't just stay there, and it stays there. So then you have to move out of it. You have to move out of it, like right here, and then the 3 players will move out of it, and then for a second, and then Cade 6 jumps again, and onto a random player. So you guys have to stack up pretty quick, because this time he has the blast back. So he'll blast a player back. Let's just say not a really big blast back on that. When he jumps on a player, it's a small blast back to just disorient. So he'll blast you like maybe like right like here, he'll do some it won't do any damage. It just blasts any players back that are near him, like just a moderate amount. And then he'll pull out his gun, target a player, and then it'll be the same thing. Well, you'll be stunned. When he jumps up in the air, you'll be stunned. You'll be stunned, so you can't move out of it. So he'll blast a player back at random directions, and then he'll do the wind up shot. You become unstunned. The person gets the debuff wind up to say. It's pretty complicated, but then so it will just so he'll do the wind up on the player. Let's say it's this. So he jumps, boom, knocks the player back over here. Let's say and then once he starts winding up, you become unstunned. And then it's the player's job, this player, let's say he winds up on this guy. It's this player's job to move in front. And move in front of him when he does that. And then he shoots. Wait. No. Sorry. No, he'll shoot him. Let's say this. He'll target a player, right? He'll blast him back, then he shoots him. He shoots him for 50% of his health. So that's how it goes. So you jump up, boom, 50% health. He can't go past 50%. It's going to be like Demi in Final Fantasy, where it's always going to just get you to 50% health, no matter what. And then it's this job of the players to move in on here and take the shot. And then he blasts him back, like there. And then this will all be golden. And Marv will always be helping you in this cat. Marv will just start flying, freaking using Warlock Fly, starts shooting solar beams at Cade, and it does some good damage. And it'll just chunk it. You have to chunk them all the way down until 0. And then you win the encounter. Yay! I could do more. You could do more abilities too. We can go more in depth with it, but I think that's pretty good. I think that's good enough. So thank you guys for watching. I'll do an explanation on the theory crafting dungeon loot table and the explanation of all this stuff. So I know it was a bit weird, but maybe we'll spawn in Golden Vex. We'll spawn Golden Vex in on the encounter as well. Well, maybe not. Yeah, no, we can. We can spawn Golden Vex at any point. Let's say this shot actually raises. You can't go past 50% on this golden shot, but maybe you can, and that would be a rough mechanic. And Golden Vex starts spawning. So that Marvsoft is now the winner. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the dungeon, and I wrote. It took me a while to write, so I definitely needs more dialogue and better acting and stuff. But I think it's sound and mechanics and other things. It can be better, but it's just a start, guys. So I'm just gonna start theory crafting games and stuff, make my own games, and try to make my own dialogue. So thank you guys for watching. I will see you. If you want to support me, please follow, like, subscribe. And it will be awesome. Thank you guys. Let me save. I gotta save this. I'll do the loot table for this dungeon and explain some more mechanics of the dungeon that I have.